Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video let's do the proper unboxing and first look at the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. And guys, this is the proper Indian unit and it comes with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage. And guys, it's sold again online on Flipkart as well as Amazon. I'll leave the link, and it's for about 74,000. And guys, we are getting the Exynos variant here in India. So it's not a 5G variant, but apart from that, everything is same. And here, as you can see, we get a box inside the box, and looks like this might be the case. We have the SIM ejector tool, and if I open this, yes, this, oops, yeah, from here we open it, and we have some quick start guide and stuff. I'll just keep that to the side, and you're getting this actually case. They should have given us, what do you say, a solid case like what they gave in the S10 Plus. But anyways, this is what we are getting. What do you think about the same? I'll just keep this to the side, and here is the device itself, and this is the S20 Plus. So this one has a bigger 6.7-inch screen, and so here is the device itself. Let's keep it to the side, and let's see what else do we get. So just like this, nothing else, and we get that fast charger. And guys, this is that 25-watt fast charger, the new one that Samsung is giving. So that's actually nice. And apart from this, if you look at this, this is the USB cable, and it's again Type-C cable that you're getting on both, because even the adapter is USB Type-C. So let me keep this also to the side, and we are getting the AKG branded headset, because we don't have a 3.5mm headphone jack on this one. So as you can see, some extra tips, and this is USB Type-C one. And as you can see, these are actually in here with the AKG branding. So hopefully they should sound good. I'll let you guys know once I've tested them. And here we also have additional buttons to adjust the volume and button to take our end calls and integrated microphone. So that's what we get inside the box, and these are the extra tips. So let me keep these things to the side, and let's look at the handset itself. Let's just peel this. So in this nice gray color, this comes out, and we also have a sticker with IMI number and all those things. Let me just remove it. Yes, removed nicely. And that back is again glass, guys. And I believe this is Gorilla Glass 6 that we are getting on this. And one thing I've noticed is that now in this S20 and S20 Plus, the screen is not too much rounded. And in fact, I'm liking this compared to the earlier Galaxy S series. If you recall the earlier Galaxy S series, the screen was too much rounded edged. And again, it didn't give, yes, it looked cool, but again, I felt like no improvement in the functionality. So I prefer this one. Anyways, if we go towards the top, it looks like the SIM tray is here. So let me bring the SIM ejector tool. So it's on the top over here. And we get the base variant was 128 GB, guys, and it's a hybrid solution as you're getting, guys. So again, you got to be careful with that. So 1 nano SIM and micro SD card you can put, or 2 nano SIMs. And the base variant, as I've told, comes with 128 GB of storage. And here, if we go again, we have a secondary noise cancellation microphone, and this looks metallic, aluminum, I am assuming, a mix of alloy. And here we have the volume rockers, gives a good tactile feel. Power on off button. Bottom vent will be the speaker. Here is the USB Type-C port, main microphone, and on this end actually we have nothing. This also has stereo speakers, guys. One speaker is here, and the earpiece also acts like a speaker. And back, if we move, we have that quad camera setup on this one, and I feel the major improvement is the camera on these new smartphones. I'll show you a lot of samples also later on, and we'll talk about the camera later on, but let's just try to power it on for the first time. And as you can see, it's booting up, and by the time it actually boots up and I set it up, let me give you a configuration overview. The Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus is having a 6.7-inch Quad HD Plus Dynamic AMOLED screen. It's powered by the Exynos 990 SoC, which is based on 7nm process. It has the Mali G77 GPU. It comes with 8 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage, that is UFS 3. Moving to the camera, it's a quad camera setup. The main camera is a 12 megapixel. Then we have a 64 megapixel, that's actually a zoom camera. Then we have a 12 megapixel, that's ultra wide. Then we also have a third camera that's just a 0.3 megapixel for 3D and depth sensing. Moving to the front facing camera, it's a 10 megapixel and it also has that 4500 milliamp hour battery. It also has stereo speakers and reverse wireless charging. So guys, now I've set up the device, and as you can see, I'm in a new shirt. It actually is the next day, so I've used this device for almost half a day now. So let's talk about it. And as you can see, this is again having that typical One UI. I've installed some apps also, for example, even Antutu. I'll show you the benchmark scores and stuff like that. And I like the screen. Again, that's the big point with Samsung devices. It's the screen quality, and here also the screen quality is good. And still, we are getting that ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. And I feel this is slightly faster than the original S10 and the S10 Plus where they added, as you can see. But again, it takes a while to get used to it if you used it earlier. But this one is slightly faster, I would say. So that's actually a nice thing. And again, I have been using it with this always on mode. And if we talk about the screen, the big hoopla this year is that again, this is typical One UI you are getting, and also has Dolby Atmos, and obviously it is having that stereo speakers. That's the same thing. And if we go towards the setting here in the display, the big thing is that we have the screen option. Default it's just set to 60 hertz, but now we can go up to even 120 hertz, and the touch response also goes to about 240 hertz. So it becomes you have that 120 hertz option. I played around with both. With 120, I would say this One UI animations are slightly more smoother if I notice, and in scrolling it's slightly smoother. But apart from that, I haven't noticed anything. Again guys, for this 120 hertz, even your apps what you're using, even let's say it's a game that need to support 120 hertz, and right now very few apps and games support that high refresh rate. But again, definitely in scrolling, I noticed that it is slightly smoother. But what I'm noticing is that, again, this is limited testing, guys. It does consume a little bit more battery on the 120 hertz. I read somewhere around on the Verge website, if I recall, it consumes about 10% more battery life. And again, it's a Quad HD screen. But if you notice, by default, it is being set to Full HD. But you can obviously go here and go to the Quad HD option if you want. And but if I set it to that Quad HD option, that 120 hertz is not coming. So that is something you have to note. So again, I'm using these new gestures that we have found on with Android. By default, you'll have the navigation button, but I just changed it, and this works very well. For example, back like this, and that's working. And this comes with the Exynos 990p SoC. So I was also very curious how's the performance and stuff. So I installed Antutu on it, and let me show you the scores that I got. So it's just going to load. And as you can see, we got a score of 4,71,000 on this one. So that is what we are getting, and this is the CPU score, and this is the GPU score. I'll try to play some games if you guys really want, for example, heavy games like PUBG and Call of Duty later on, to see how it fares in gaming. But again, this is the Antutu score that we are getting. One thing I noticed is that when I ran this Antutu, the handset does become quite a bit warm from the back. But in regular usage, half a day, it was fine. I didn't have a problem. Obviously, this is coming with the latest version of Android. You don't have to worry about that. If you go to the software information, you're getting the One UI version 2.1, in fact, and Android version 10. So you don't have to worry. But regarding storage, let me show you. If you go to device care, you'll have storage. As I've installed some apps and stuff, guys, I have 100 GB left. I think so. You by default, when I set this device newly, it was about 104 GB. So that is what you would get. And again, it's too early to talk about the battery life. It's a 4500 milliamp hour battery that you're getting. And I did check the default charger that is supplied. That's a 25 watt charger. And in the first 30 minutes, it really charges the device pretty quickly. So that's what it is. And I felt that this will be very, very big and uncomfortable coming from this Galaxy S10 Plus. But again, in the hand, it feels very similar to the Galaxy S10 Plus. So if you're okay with that size, you might be okay with this one. And now I feel the biggest thing about these new S10 devices is the camera. We have that quad camera setup on this one. And now the main camera is still that 12 megapixel, but we have a new 64 megapixel sensor, which is actually a zoom, 3x zoom. And because of that, they're able to do even other stuff with zoom. For example, you can go up to 30x zoom. I have taken some sample shots. I'll show you that. But before that, let me actually show you the camera interface and location tag. I'm going to cancel it. And if you notice, this is the standard interface that you're getting like this. And you have the ultra wide. That's actually pretty wide. And we also have this lossless 3x zoom. This is lossless, guys. This is that 64 megapixel that it's doing. But here, if you notice, you have this 2x option, 4x option, even 10x option, and 20x and even 30x. I would say till 10x, I got some pretty good results. Let me actually show you if I'm able to find some samples that I took. For example, this is the regular shot. If you can see, I'll show you in the big screen. And I was trying to focus on this area. And here I use that 3x zoom. And here I use the 10x zoom. This was finally 20x and this was 30x. So yes, you can see the difference. Here with the naked eye, you could hardly see this. But yeah, with the zoom, you can. I would say I got some decent results up to about 10x zoom. After that, it does tend to lose, that clarity because it's digital zoom after that. But yeah, we have that zooming capabilities. And another thing, I don't know if you'll call it a gimmick or what, but yeah, in video, if you go over here, rear facing camera, you have an option of shooting the videos up to 8K resolution. So that is something that is new because in the older smartphones, it was rated up to 4K. I don't see a point of shooting regular videos with 8K because the sizes will be so big. But let's say it's a very important event you're having or something. If you shoot in 8K, what you can do is you can take out individual snaps from that video. And because the resolution is so high, the individual, frames are almost 33 megapixels. So that is a use case scenario I can see. But yeah, it does shoot in 8K, but it will consume a lot of storage. And this is the front-facing camera. And if you see again, like earlier Samsung phones, we also have slightly wider and the regular vision. And again, you have all the options. And by default, guys, disable the beauty options and all those things. Those are actually enabled. So let me do one thing. Let me actually show you some of the samples that I've taken with this Galaxy S20 Plus. So these were taken with the rear-facing camera, and as expected, it did actually pretty good in outdoor conditions, and even harsh lighting conditions, it did fine. These were close-up shots that I took, and it came fine. And notice this picture. This is in normal mode. I'm actually trying to focus on that crane, and this is that 10x zoom. This is that 20, and this is 30. Yes, obviously 30 it is blurred, but notice how far we could zoom in. Another example, this is a regular shot. This is that 3x zoom. Here it is 4x, and here I zoom to 10x. Now moving to artificial lighting conditions, here also, as you can see, it did actually pretty good, considering this was taken in completely indoor lighting. Now moving to human subjects also, I feel it produced some colors that were good. And this was a wide angle lens. This is regular. And this in portrait, you can even use the zoom option. And as you can see, it does a good job. Again, one more sample. And as you can see, it does good in indoor lighting conditions. Now, these were taken with the 10 megapixel front-facing camera of the Galaxy S20 Plus. So guys, that's it for now for the unboxing and first look at the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. So what do you guys think about this Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus? Do let me know. And again, apart from that, we also have wireless charging and wireless reverse charging that we found on the Galaxy S10 Plus. So anyways, what do you guys think about this Galaxy S20 Plus? Do let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any specific questions about this device, do let me know. I'll try to include those points in my full review. And if you guys are still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.